Orange County, California. It's known for having some of the most pristine, world-class beaches. It's riddled with entertainment, with amusement parks such as Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farms. Its sheer luxury is unrivaled by anywhere else in the world. Over the past few years, the homeless population inhabiting the Santa Ana Riverbed along the borders of Orange and Anaheim has boomed into a full-blown encampment made up of hundreds of tents.
There is an increase in homelessness across California and really across our country. There are many reasons why it happens. Affordable housing is a number one reason. There are folks who may be suffering from mental challenges, other healthcare type issues that don't get the type of help that they need and deserve. They may find themselves homeless. And lastly, you need to keep it into perspective. It's not the overwhelming amount, but there are some issues here in California with well-intended programs to try and reduce our prison population that allows for early release. And while well-intended, we can incarcerate people forever. Oftentimes they are released from jail without the sort of support services they need to really re-enter and lead a stable life. And unfortunately, in some cases, you will find folks winding up homeless after a situation like that.
If anyone were to visit the Santa Ana Riverbed, they would become well aware of just how poor of living the standards actually are.
This is no place for people to be living. We have a dry riverbed now, but if we get a heavy rainy season, this thing will fill up with swift-moving water. There's always a risk of water overrunning the banks, and if we had one death down here, it'd be one too many. Also, there's a lack of basic sanitation down here. It is not an optimal place for anyone to live. It was never designed for people to live here.
The homeless encampment, which covers the Santa Ana River Trail for bikers and walkers, has gotten so out of hand that citizens have started to take drastic measures to address the situation. A petition by OC Residents United to permanently remove the homeless population has garnered over 14,000 signatures. Their demands are clear.
I think that it's sad. I think that it's dangerous. I think that something has to be done, but I think mostly it's dangerous. My husband and I used to ride our bikes to the beach. We live in Orange, so we can ride from our home to the trail and then down to the beach, and we stopped doing that once the problem got so large that we used to experience a few to several along, a 5-10 mile stretch, and now it's just somewhere that I wouldn't even get near. Our city officials and law enforcement, they have allowed them to build a community, their own tent city that they will have to do something about, because it's putting the public at risk.
I think from my experience in working with the residents here in Orange as an Orange councilman, we're hearing that people just aren't comfortable with seeing homeless. It's something that hasn't been a part of the landscape here in Orange. And I think now that people are seeing, especially the concentration at the Santa Ana River, that we're just not used to it. They don't want to see it.
While a multitude of official reports regarding drug usage, harassment, and prostitution have come out of the Santa Ana Riverbed, residents of the encampment don't see it the same way.
I do know that a lot of people down here, a lot of them I do know, but I've known before. They're good people, in this general area right here, it's pretty safe, very safe. I trust it here more than I would out there.
It's just hard because a lot of us, we don't do no wrong. We just stay to ourselves. I mean, when new people come out here, we try to help them. You know, and it's hard because the riffraffs, the ones that steal stuff and everything else, give people hard times, they're the ones that give us bad names. So that we're trying to get rid of them, and it's not that easy. So it's just hard.
Although residents of the encampment view the riverbed as their home, the fact they are violating camping laws has angered residents and put pressure on public officials to come up with a solution.
Right next to us here on the riverbed, you'll see a RV, and that is run by our partner, who also partners with the County of Orange. It is a group called CityNet. They are a nonprofit. We in Anaheim have partnered with them since early 2014. The county has partnered with them since July. On a daily basis, as you see with this RV, and throughout the city of Anaheim, they go out twice weekly, and they go out and they meet with folks who may happen to find themselves to be homeless. What they do is they begin a conversation with them. And then they will start talking to them and just say, well, why are you here? What is the situation that has brought you to where you are now? And what is it that can help you break a cycle of homelessness? So they will begin a discussion with them about what kind of services might get them to a better place. That might be health care. It might be mental health care. It could be drug rehabilitation. It could be financial assistance. It could be something as simple as trying to find them affordable housing or reuniting them with families somewhere else that wants to have a loved one back and wants to help them. Courts have ruled that, courts have offered an opinion that for cities or anyone else to come and remove an encampment like the one we see here, they first have to make an offer of service and shelter, and it's got to be real. You've got to be able to provide service and a potential shelter bed to the person before you can actually ask them to leave.
The need for city and county government to extend help and offer shelter to the Santa Ana Riverbed residents before they can have them removed has culminated into one big event.
Well, the plan that we're following is Anaheim's 15-point plan. And the biggest element of that plan is to create what we call a triage day, which I understand right now is we're looking to hold that at Angel Stadium. What that means is everybody in the riverbed will be brought to that triage point where they'll be assessed either medically or psychologically. They'll be assessed their finances. Whatever they need, we're going to try to assess it. And then at that point, we will have nonprofit agencies as well as other private entities that will be there to take the people that want help. The ones that want absolutely no help from any agency, they're going to be noticed that they have to move out of the riverbed area. Once triage day is done, and the people that remain or want to remain in the river trail, they're going to be noticed, and they're going to be noticing that they're going to have to leave the river trail. And after that point, if they haven't accepted any help either from triage day or any other place, they're going to be removed from the riverbed, and the riverbed will be cleared at that point.